call the meeting to order.
Yes, it is.
We'll do Judge first so that we can get
Get
her.
her on her way.
on
yeah.
her way.
Get me to my docket, that would be nice.
Good morning, we will call the Board of Canvassers meeting to order. This is the Board of Canvassers meeting that will be certifying to the election of, the primary election of August 6th or 8th?
6.
6th, well, I don't know why. August 6th, so. At this point, we have Judge Doherty now here, our probate judge, that will be presenting us with some ballots.
Some ballots
Yes.
that have been in my continuous possession. And,
Just to be
you know,
clear, what Judge has is not ballots, okay?
It's-
And let's,
it's-
I just wanna make
That
sure.
is true, you're right, yes.
What Judge has is
It would
a
be a much
copy.
bigger ballot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Judge has is a copy of the official results with the official result tape in a Board of Canvassers envelope that she secures on election night. So I called her at 11:30 and said, come on down.
Yeah.
And so she came and picked them up. So.
Before midnight, so that was
Yes.
good.
Yeah, it
So-
would be a much bigger box.
Yeah.
Thank
No,
you,
it's
yeah.
good distinction.
Yeah.
Situation to make.
Thank you,
I
Judge.
will make the statement that we are in very good hands with Ann Maneri and John Kiefer, and it's a lot, this is a lot of work. And there are new requirements now that have made it even more laborious, let's put it that way. So I can always count on Ann to make sure that she has everything lined up.
Judge had a great experience this time because the Elections Commission, which consists of Judge Allen and Kathy Lunsford, the county treasurer, because we, as in me, I'm in charge of the early vote center, and so that responsibility then falls on the Elections Commission to do all of the public accuracy for the early vote center. So Judge was actually able to see firsthand
Oh, it was special.
the testing of the equipment. So we actually got schooled in that process, which was, of course, to me, I've been through it, but it was nice to have the judge be able to see, everything that goes into how we make sure that everything is secure and accurate and
Quite
that the
something.
machines are counting the way they're supposed to and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
So it was a new layer.
a new layer.
A layer for the accuracy that we have always had, so, but that's okay. So, we know what we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you all.
So, just to go back, just to touch a little bit, I should introduce myself. My name is Scott Haynes. I am chairman of the Board of Canvassers. I represent the Republican Party. Next to me is Steve Durant, vice chairman of the Board of Canvassers with the Democratic Party. Our counterparts on the other side is Dennis Starner with the Republican Party and David Brouch with the Democratic Party. So, as is typical, once we convene as a board, I always ask Ann to just give us an overview of the election, what happened, anything that we should be looking for when we start our canvassing and that type of thing, but just an overview of what occurred in the election and that. And again, as Doreen was alluding to, and now that we have the new voting procedures, we've always had absentee, obviously, but with the new early voting centers and that, it's always interesting just to hear a little bit of what went on election day. And in the past, we've had days where it's very humid, and we've had humidity problems with ballots and that type of thing. So it just gives Ann an opportunity for us to hear, and for you as the public to hear what went on election day, and if there are situations that arose. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Ann, for a couple of minutes.
Yeah. So first I want to introduce Lacey Todd. She is our city clerk. She does a wonderful job. And next to her is Sean, her deputy. They do a great job for us in the city. They're here today, obviously, to make sure that, to help the canvassers understand the AV process that the city does, because they have an AV counting board that they can run up to 8 days before the election. They did not this year, and Lacey will tell us in a few minutes how many days they actually ran it, and you will see all that in the books and stuff that she has. And then we also have with us our elections coordinator, Lisa Rich from Larkin Township. She runs our early vote center. And John and I, when we did it in February, we were a little bit of helicopter parents, and we spent a lot of time with Lisa there and the election workers, and this time John and I said, okay, we gotta back off. We gotta let Lisa do this. This is her job. And so we were there the first day when it opened, and Lisa ran the next 9 days by herself. So obviously we were always available, to call and whatever, but she did a great job. She had a great team out there this year, this election, and so we were very pleased with everything that happened at the early vote center. I think it's a positive experience. The only downfall that we have is that people are not utilizing it like I would like to see that. We do have some ideas for November that we will hopefully institute to get more people aware. So hopefully we'll get more people to use that option. Voter turnout was very poor for this election in Midland County, which was really kind of sad because we did have some races that were decided. And we also had quite a few millages on the ballot. So always hate to see, that 25% number. I think that's just a poor turnout for us. But again, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink, right? The old adage. So that's kind of where we were. Started out the day pouring down rain. It was miserable. I did a little tour of the county, as I normally do on election day, and went out and saw some of my people in Eatonville and Coleman and Lee Township, and went and did a little bit of that. Had a couple of, as you were saying about the humidity issues at Homer with their absentee ballots. They were not wanting to, go through the machine, and so we just basically set them out, let them dry for a little bit, and then put them through. So humidity is always a problem when you're talking about paper. Doesn't matter. You can have the best equipment in the world, but you can't really do much about that. Some of the things that we're gonna see today that you need to be aware of. I have given, not yet, I haven't given, I'm going to give. So there has been lots of questions about write-ins, okay? So I wanna explain how write-ins work. If someone wishes to be a write-in for an office, they must declare the Friday before a week before the election. So it would be like almost 2 weeks, actually, by 4 o'clock, that they want to be a write-in for whatever office, whether it's a state office, a county office, a township office. They have to fill out a paper, say, I want to be considered a write-in. The only exception to that rule is precinct delegate. Okay, precinct delegate people can they can fill out an affidavit at the polls on election day, which we're gonna have some of those. So you're gonna need to make sure that when you open up their poll book, that you look in the front cover to see if there are any write-in sheets, okay? Because if there are, then we obviously need to make sure that those folks get their, delegate seat that they've requested. I do have a handout of all the folks that filed for state, and there are 2 precinct delegates also that filled out affidavits to run at my office before the election. But I know that there's at least one township that had somebody who filled out an affidavit to be a precinct delegate at the township office. So make sure that you're looking for those. There was a question that was brought up by Dennis a little bit ago when I was in here regarding write-ins. People get really confused when they see our result sheets and it says, okay, Ann Maneri got 8,998 votes for county clerk, and the write-in got 60 votes. Everyone's like, well, who was the write-in? Okay, there was no write-in. No one declared to run as a write-in for any county office in Midland County. But people who do not want Ann Maneri to be the county clerk filled in the write-in bubble, and they would put things like anyone else, Dolly Parton, So I mean, people, they like to, have their opinion, and they like to express it on their ballot. So when you see those numbers, there was a question about on the Democratic side of the ticket, there were 200 and some write-ins for sheriff. There is no Democratic contestant for sheriff, but people didn't want to vote in the Republican side of the ballot, because remember, you can't split your ticket, so they just filled in the bubble. Now, some people wrote in a name. Steve Durant's got a vote for prosecutor, just so you know. And the reason why I know that,
I wrote it in.
right? So the reason why I know that is because when we close the polls at early voting, which I do with Lisa and the chair people that we have hired to run early voting, we close the polls at 8 o'clock on Tuesday, election night, and we have to process write-ins, right? So we go through all the write-ins and we see if there are any valid, because we have the list of people that we know somebody could have wrote their name in. And so that's why I know that Dolly Parton was one of them, and anyone else was for me, and Steve Durant's was on there. So, but that's how that works. If someone did not fill out a declaration to be a write-in, we don't count those. They just simply go in the pile with the rest of the ballots and are locked up just like everything else.
And that was changed many, many years ago, because it used to be that you had to count Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
And I mean, you literally had to count them.
Yep, you had to record them.
Yeah.
And the AV County Board deals with the same thing. They have to look at all those that come back as a write-in. They have to look and see, is this a valid write-in? They compare it to the list that we have and make sure that we're not missing anybody that did write in an actual candidate who had declared for office. Okay? Yes, sir.
The reason this question arose this cycle is because of an article that appeared last night online and in this morning's paper that candidate had, and I'll quote you, however, a write-in candidate received X number of votes for both in two races. One was the sheriff and the other was the drain commissioner race. So the questions this cycle is because of this misunderstanding by the reporter on how that process works that Ann's just now explained.
And I will reach out to Isabel and, explain the process to her so that people aren't misled that there was in fact, that there, was not a write-in for that office or those offices. Because it is confusing to people, right? Because our results show, you got this many votes and then there's this many write-ins. Well, who's running as a write-in?
Right.
No.
Well, and that would go a little bit along with, you'll see on the reports that come out with that, the undervotes.
Right.
Where someone just said, okay, Ann Maneri was the only one running, but I don't wanna vote for her, so I left it blank. So 50 people voted, but only 25 voted for Ann, and so that there would be undervotes. So that
Give me a little higher percentage.
I know.
I mean, after all, I was the highest vote getter out of every single person on the ballot. Just want you all to know, get a little bragging right now. I was the highest vote getter.
And it should be.
I even beat Billy Schutte. I'll be damned if I didn't. So it was great.
But yeah, so it's the undervotes that show, so there are those little anomalies that show up on the reports and that people do, say, why did that happen, or why is that? And because it is, a person could go to the polling place, ask for a ballot, so it shows that they voted, and put nothing on that ballot, and just cast it.
Yeah, you see that a lot when people, on proposals, school millages, people don't wanna vote, either way, but they wanna make sure that they have a clean voting record.
Yeah, because it's, obviously our privilege to vote, and so even if we don't, just to go out and exercise that, vote, so, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so with that, if there's no more questions, we'll go ahead and get started.
Well, we're gonna do one more
Oh,
thing
sorry.
beforehand, we're gonna approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Yep, sorry.
So you do have the minutes
Yeah,
of the
I
last meeting,
wanna just look at.
which was May 16th, which was the second, Board of Canvassers meeting from the May 9th election, so if there's a motion to approve, I would accept that. Alright, is there support?
Support.
We have a motion and a second to the minutes of the meeting of May 16th. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same?
Who made the motion and seconded, I missed that.
Dave and Dennis.
One other thing, canvassers, so we are required to, send a report to Lansing if any of our precincts are out of balance, okay?
Yep.
So, and we have it happen, it happens, right? We're one or two off here or there. And we always look and make sure that there are remarks that explain it. We had a couple of ballots, unfortunately, left in booths, this time, where people just walked out. Well, we find them in a booth, we can't put that through the machine because we have no idea who it belongs to. So it ends up getting, put in a spoiled ballot envelope. But we can't spoil it in the system because we don't know whose ballot it is, right? So it ends up being one off. So I need you to make sure that if you have a precinct that's out of balance, I need you to let me know because I have to do a report to the state. Even though there's explanations, there's only one precinct and it's in the city that they're off by one and there was no explanation and I don't know what happened. If you see that one, there's one in here that doesn't have an explanation. Again, they probably, somebody, people leave with their ballot, you just can't make this.
Right.
Anyway, yes, sir.
One final question from me. How many people voted at the early, voting center?
701.
701.
We had 900 and
I was at 83.
983 and the primary, or in February, so it was lower than.
Everyone who loved it and it had a great experience, so we
Yeah.
just need to get more people.
Okay, all right, as long as you're okay, we're okay. And we'll get you guys started, anybody want coffee?
Yeah, I have coffee, I do.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'll get it,
Yeah.
I'll get you coffee, I'm gonna get you started, yeah, I'm gonna get you guys started on that.
All right.
And then I'll get you guys some coffee here. Okay, folks, and we're gonna do this the way we did it last time, we're just gonna put envelopes when you're done.
Yeah.
You can slide them back in the envelope and then we're gonna put them in, a blue rolling bag, okay? Cause it's easier for us to store than putting in these separate envelopes. So the first one is gonna be, this is the city. Oh, shoot. Oh,
No, we got, David.
this is the city, AD County Board.
St. Louis mailing address for Porter Township.
It says on there, if you look, so this is gonna be Jerome Township, so you're gonna wanna watch for, if you get the Jerome Township envelope, and this is Jasper. Okay?
These were the.
They only made that so far. So when you get, gentlemen, when you get to the write-in page, that's where you're gonna look and see in the poll book. If there's anything written on there, then you're gonna check your sheets, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have Lacey come up for you gentlemen, so that, she can walk you through that process.
This is binder one.
So when you say that,
So your zero tape is gonna be
These
right
here.
here. And then there's all their signatures.
Signatures.
And that's this whole,
If they're not, then we wouldn't have to worry about them, no more.
So this is moved.
Oh, okay. I didn't even look at it. We just automatically send it out because the state sends it to us, so.
We looked at it.
Okay, then
But
we don't
these
have to
two
worry.
we do look at.
Yes. Here's your first step.
Oh, we have our good openers.
we need.
Yes. Hang tight.
This is if we had any challenges, we did.
Zippy stretch.
Just, yeah, just find out. All right.
These are the ballots
All right.
that they received
Now.
from me on this day, and they're sorted by, ballot style.
Were they in?
Oh, that's right, because we have Republican and Democrat.
Well, we have an A
And-
and a B,
Yeah.
I have 4 splits now.
Okay, so, okay, and
Yeah, that would
this
be
is
what-
your report, right? The
This is
80
Ann's report,
Yeah,
yes.
the 80 county report. So, okay,
This isn't totals, this is just what I gave.
Oh, wait.
okay,
So if you go
Where are those sheets?
down here, then you'll start to see kind of the big status report. So this is, at the end of the day, this is how many ballots they put through the tabulator, no totals yet.
and did you do, you didn't, from what Ann just said, you didn't do any early, is that correct?
We did do 2 days early.
Oh, you did the 2 days,
Yellow
okay.
tab is Thursday, pink
Okay.
tab is Friday, purple tab is
that John does.
Still show 1062, had already gone through. So then
You have your, the summary sheets about
for Friday,
number of ballots.
this is no check.
No, I mean, you had, other times you had
Remarks,
one
when
sheet
they had
that
filed.
summarized the whole county.
Can we sign this?
All
Woody
ballots
here
that I
and
gave
another?
them.
Oh,
Friday.
Friday, okay.
Yes.
So then on
That was,
Sunday, end of the day,
is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah.
They're right here.
stand over the board.
I was thinking about, you had mentioned
Right.
things that as you did it.
You are, you're talking about final queue?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, again, Tuesday. And then this is
And
the preparations.
Will we have the final
Tuesday,
review?
and then no challengers.
We had a,
This is their sign off.
copies of one we stuck in here.
Yeah, they're right here. These are those. These are the, those are the two that you, one you sign and put back in here, one you set aside. Those are the official results. This is tape off the machine. Yep, and, yeah, no problem. And this is your final queue.
And they can still signature here.
So, that's what we're looking for. This is,
This is our final list of voters. This is all of the ballots that I gave them all 3 days.
5,846, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I had the numbers, I was just kind of transposed.
these are Lee County.
These are all
Shit
of
that you remember.
the, detail remarks for all 3 days. And this is the one that you really wanna pay attention to. There were 2
So let's
missing
see.
ballots wherein
Need to
I
refresh.
took back to
Absolutely.
them and then.
So you are looking, at the tape and you're looking for the total, yep, so that's 321. And then you're gonna look at this sheet and make sure that Kat's is 321. And then you're gonna go to your list of voters
Confirm that.
and confirm that you have 321.
Oh.
22, so here's what we want, we're gonna make a note that it's one difference, okay? And then we're gonna go to our remarks and we're gonna find out, we can look at the writing page, which there's nothing there, but then we can go to our remarks and find out what's going on.
So then where do we make a note of that?
I'm going to, you're gonna flag me and I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna write it down.
You're being flagged.
I'm being flagged.
Right.
So this is,
Exactly.
this is Lee Township Precinct 1.
These are, that sign off.
Yep, you are, yep.
Witness the statement of votes, and you get to sign on the statement of votes. So these are.
Because we know that this, they all coordinate as far as the numbers go.
This is the results report.
Yep,
Now,
and so now you're
We
gonna,
gotta
you're
figure
gonna,
out why
Yep.
there's a discrepancy
Yep.
on that one.
Yep.
And that's one you were talking about.
well, there's more, I mean, there's probably a half a dozen precincts that will one off.
So let's figure out why.
But what do they say?
So it is spoiled ballot envelope,
Okay.
not processed.
Yep, okay, so,
This is, right.
Order left building, so it's been sectioned time. The voter reported spoiled ballot, machine didn't count it, still on the.
So it is.
the voter left the building. So they left, yeah, so, and so when they come in on election night, I make them tell me as well, like in their own words, what happened. And this was a situation where the voter went up to the machine, put their ballot in, and walked out. Well, you guys know that it takes, 40 seconds for the machine to tabulate the ballot. It still takes a minute for it to read it, and then it came back out, but the voter was already gone, and they crossed the vote. So they had to pull it out and spoil it because the voter was gone. So that's what happened.
So in this case, we vote to sign it.
Yep, sign both, one goes there, the other one goes over there. Yep, that goes there.
So that they know that.
That is Lee Township Precinct 1. This is confusing for the,
So I need to know how many they were out of balance,
Yes.
and yes or no, discrepancy covered. And then, just a quick reason, you know what I mean? I would've gave you a better one, but I didn't have time to leave one.
So you each must get one of these.
Did you make copies of the file too?
I did, but it's, when you have,
I'm giving one, not work.
these are double-sided. You want single-sided?
Yes.
These are double-sided.
No, this is single sided.
What's Dennis got?
They both have single sided.
So, those are the only two single-sided.
That's okay. Maybe so.
Okay, that's what I'm telling you, see?
He wants one to take with him.
Well, then listen, give that one to the other team.
Yeah, yeah. Let me give you one that's double sided. Take it.
I just want my own.
Okay. Either way, we have extras. It doesn't, makes no difference. Okay, so if you're done with that one, so we're gonna go ahead and put this one in our blue bag here, that we'll seal up at the end of the day. Okay? Oh, you want it back in the envelope, okay.
Now,
Sorry.
we've got that
Gotcha.
And,
Yep, these right here. No, because we don't have a lot of room to store stuff, it's easier just to store one bag than it is just a whole mess of stuff.
so you just need this sign.
Yes. Yep.
And then you have.
Yes. And, if you guys just, real quick, like, if you have a reason what's on balance, just flag me so I can run down. So,
Right, that's what you should.
yes, yes,
And this was not on balance.
right.
On that particular.
Yeah, I did just hang a minute ago.
So, you used to have,
That's all. On one sheet. And. Okay. Kind of summary of the whole thing that you guys used.
so basically, it's an easier way around.
But I was just gonna remark, and, you know, we try not to.
Imagine what your
It's
answers
not,
are.
it's not, so this is what you do. This.
This takes up more time.
It does, it does. Right, but at the top of it.
And then I'm gonna get you guys to the early vote. One, two, and I'll have at least one on the one.
Oh. It doesn't break it down. I don't know.
All right. Here we are.
Hey Lisa, do you wanna come up and, work with the canvassers on the early vote, information so that you can explain what they're gonna see here? I got your coffee, I made your coffee, I just wanna say, I'm sorry. I got sidetracked.
Yeah.
By those folks over there.
Okay.
We'll do it every time.
And it's just sitting on that red tape, and it's not.
It's everybody.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of calls last night, because you saw that, it's online.
I know, but you're normal.
Good job. Those flyers, that's the, I told them, like, that's a teacher test, to see what you got, that will be in those flyers.
I expected this to be really heavy.
No, it's not, who's been
Yeah.
under ballot?
Yeah.
Well, what can I say?
I get you. Oh, we still that one a little too good?
We did.
Yeah,
Do you ever
good
put
job.
those flyers to
This
you?
is Lincoln.
Well, of course, we come up with that.
I'm gonna tell them how good they did with that one.
Yeah.
I told them, I'm like, you know, a little bit seal.
A and B.
Okay.
So we gotta add these together. We don't need to, we just have to add. What is it?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
All right,
So-
what are we looking at?
This is Lincoln Township. No, they don't have two.
Okay, we have, one calculator with.
They have two ballot sites.
Everybody else.
Because they had a school district, half their voters were in one school district, the other half in another, so they have a split ticket, but they only have one, one ticket. That's the zero tape from the beginning of the day, they accidentally got ripped off, so.
We're looking for 678. What we got here is.
And you have to add it to
Here it
the.
says
To get to the 600.
But you are gonna have to add on this one, guys, because you're gonna have your list of voters and absentees you're gonna have to add.
So those.
So you will have to have a.
We start out, so we're gonna end up with 678. Okay, let's.
So, well, let's see, here's the end of your list of voters, so you got 360.
Yeah, this says 678. You said there's 378.
Oh, here's 360. Oh, yes. If you add 259 or 42.
It takes a long time. So they add up. Okay.
What creatures are parrots?
This is the first email I have that says that.
This, you need to open this, I'm sorry, this is where the result sheet from the county is.
Who's this one? This one is Midland Township. Who's anything?
Oh, because it's,
Here we go.
it's 250.
How many do we have? 4, 63.
442 or 422?
Here it
440.
says 460. Doesn't say.
I'm like, wait, I know this added up, I
And you know
know.
what, I looked the same thing that night, because the first time I did it,
Well,
I
that's
had the
probably what
same
you
number.
found out
Yeah.
doing when you said, hey, it's 422, and I'm like.
Yeah, so.
Done.
Yeah, these tapes took 25 minutes to
Okay. Here's our 2 sheets to sign.
So that's why they're paid, that's why they're like this.
It's enough of it.
In this case,
Yep, keep one, keep one out for the book and then the one.
then we'll get Ann over here because they didn't have all of their. They didn't have 2 signatures.
I mean, it doesn't, so early voting, we have two check-in stations, so you can go to either one. And then we have 2 tabulars, and literally you push a ballot in one. So we don't, nothing is divided by precinct. It is in the computer though, though, because when we bring in the early vote totals and John uploads them,
Yep.
they go to wherever
Whatever precinct.
whatever township,
Or
city or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
So the program knows that.
Right.
We don't divide it out,
Yeah.
at early vote.
We.
No, because it's gonna go back in that, yes, in the rolly bag, yeah.
We have another seal.
You don't need one, you don't need one, you can just initial that one, or you can, they're not even putting seals on them.
Okay.
We're not even putting the seals on, because I'm just gonna put them in this big bag, and then we're gonna seal that one. So, it's not so much, this is the seal you're gonna need to put on the bag. And I'm gonna get you a new seal.
It's an easy answer.
Which guy?
How did Russ Carter do? Didn't he run as an independent?
Well, independents don't appear on the ballot until November. So, I don't have an answer for you.
So you want,
Yeah, I need you to,
okay, so
yeah, I'm sorry, so.
Don't flip it over.
It is.
No.
I thought he was right. I just wanna make sure last night people wrote on the front. Gotcha.
Offering to swap it out to get rid of it in May and then drug his feet and told me no, this won't work. I told him, I said, no, there's crumbs in it. I said, the contrast was off. They adjusted the contrast. There's still crumbs all over it. And I'm like, we vacuumed it. They all just test on it, tightened it.
Yeah, right.
You got it.
down here.
So, I'm signing.
Well, I can do that, I can send that number twice.
You were trying so hard not to.
I know, I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Okay.
I was there. I didn't get you a zipper, ripper, hang on a second. Yeah,
Yeah.
a zipper ripper. Oh, it's all.
This one. Four sixty-eight. Do we have that many in the, that actually named?
We don't.
Those are the original ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, look at the.
So we would have in the front here, if there were any precinct delegate write-in forms or anything like that.
That is correct, but now remember, you have one for Jasper and one for Jerome in your writing pile here.
Okay.
These you can disregard. So you get one for Jasper, one for Jerome. So, oh, you have Jasper right here, okay,
Yeah,
cool,
that's your
so.
hands right there.
Oh, okay, so
That
you,
goes with that.
Yep.
So we need a write-in form.
so, yes, and then you'll check your write-in spot there.
7,
Everything else, set that one aside, just as long as you know that you don't
Yeah.
have those 2 days. And then your ballot's on that line. And once I get the manuals.
What do you mean? I'm in the middle of campus. Check. That's fine.
Well, it's 769, so we got
Don't skip lines, read every single one.
Just look at those numbers again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna call Jerry and tell him next week.
766.
I wanna talk to John first.
Okay, I will wait until you come back.
Number 3 discrepancy. Let's go.
I remember running into something.
I was gonna say, is that the thing where you hit something, you go, oh, that's gonna leave a bruise, I'm never gonna remember this.
Yep, and I remember thinking that, oh, that's gonna bruise. Like, I remember what I know.
And
Yes.
Jasper.
Yes. But this, what is this? This is his.
Good.
That should, we should have done that. Sorry.
Cause I left some, I had like spaghetti chips, I couldn't bring them.
Shows 766.
No, I,
And we have
So,
765. Is it 2 numbers?
This is precinct.
Oh,
Okay, and then you'll have a Jerome precinct too.
7.
Oh, okay, so I'm glad I gave this one to you.
So we got 3.
So,
We gotta find 3 spoiled ballots somewhere.
225, this precinct that goes with the state, okay?
Let's look up here.
Here's the problem,
Marks.
he had a baby counter,
Oh.
somebody got sick.
So, yeah, cause I tried to buy one. See big desk.
So then any ballots that you can after.
Then I'm hoping that she'll say, oh, that's just there.
But the problem is,
I was gonna say, we have security concerns.
Yeah.
show.
Is it okay if I go talk to her, do you wanna talk to her?
I would like to be there,
So what I
yeah,
did was,
depending on, I'm gone all.
I marked, so you're just gonna wanna, what you're gonna wanna do
But,
is make.
and I don't know when
how
she's
many
back.
are highlighted. So that when you get to this ABC board, you're gonna be off by that.
If you can get in, yeah, today or tomorrow, then I can certainly come. If not, then take Sean with you, because at least she, yeah, she,
Yeah. And
and she worked at she knows my security concerns. She's why I know my security concerns.
And then when we get to precinct 2, you're gonna do the same thing, and then 80 county board miles. And I'll help you with that, so.
But I usually do
Yeah,
that.
like,
no,
No, because they, yes, they went to just having the meetings.
All right.
It's interesting, because Jerome precinct 1, says if I look at this right now, I think it's possible he.
So you got, here's your list. You got 769 deposits.
Unless we look in here and see if we,
they don't have to worry about it. But it's- We're not making this board in 3 hours. They can't wait 10 minutes.
Yeah, but it is.
so this is your.
You got your thing out, your
Yeah, you.
Last, yeah, so if you look at the meeting list and the list of voters.
state body.
You're absolutely.
Well, I don't think that they count.
So right here, one voter.
That's it, so when you do that, subtracting the 5 from your this list, you still end up 2 off.
There's only, yeah, we're off 2.
Yeah, if you subtract that 5 from the thing, you're off 2. There's one of those 2, right? I don't know what they're.
So, but we're not over, we're only counting 766, it's not like we're counting 769.
Right.
Right.
So, the discrepancy,
Is because they were entered on both, in both systems.
I understand that part.
Okay.
Yeah, you're looking, I know where this is going.
Okay.
You mean,
then
you
you're
know
gonna-
It's not gonna affect anybody.
No, but let me show you, I know where you're going.
Now, this is an AV recovery.
Yeah, but if you add up those 2 years,
Yeah.
if you had this way down.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Remember, there's 5 years. Yep, so you can make a note in there, so 764, if you look here, 764 is where we're at. They recorded 2 ballots, so they recorded 2 more ballots. And we need to vote 3. One of them is just like 1 there.
So, should the township clerk come in here and explain where?
Well, hold on, I think you're supposed to make any notes that you want to make. They know that there's somebody.
Do you have a plan down there?
I'll go get you.
This one again, you're gonna have to get to your list of voters, you're gonna have to. I know there is. I know there is.
Then I'm gonna have, yeah, so let's make a note on here, so we, in case this, there's no one vote, Edenville didn't have any one vote election.
Oh, no, no. Those people up there, the incumbents lost by landslides.
They did.
Oh, they got killed.
I knew there was a lot of controversy.
Dude. Way.
I wonder what the issue is.
Okay.
It stems from the water.
Yeah,
Goes.
so we need to make a note of this, in case this is questioned by somebody.
Sure, absolutely.
So,
She won't
how
be
would we
back.
say that? How would we say that?
But John, could you please tell me how to write that, because that was not my.
I get it.
So.
Okay, so this
So
is your,
here's where we make
your
your
teeth.
Where's our,
Okay.
our,
So what you're gonna see.
so we have the theory, which we may not remember
This
right
is
from now.
650.
So 5 voters, the last 5 voters of the day, AV ballots were processed.
But then you're gonna go through
Recorded in
here, and
QVF,
you're gonna
5
go
voters
through,
were
these are,
So 5
every
voters
person,
recorded in QVF,
because they appear here,
But
they
at the
were
end of the day,
VF.
processed, they showed
Which
they were
resulted in
processed
them
through here,
staying
they
on
weren't,
the
they were
list.
processed through here.
Both are
So I found one here.
We're gonna spell it out loud.
And you're gonna subtract the highlights.
AV list.
From,
And that should equal.
I was.
So,
it does
5 voters
accept, or
were
it's
also
actually,
recorded
it's either 12
as
or
processing
14,
AV
it's gonna be off by
ballot.
one. And then there's the remarks section where they lay out why.
As still processed as absentee ballots and e-polls.
Yeah.
So it results in them showing up on the list of voters and the AV list. Remember, they're supposed to only record that in one or the other.
Should be.
She added the detail to it, but she didn't have a sheet.
So these were the ones that actually,
As long as she's outside the 100
not
mile.
just said that, but these
Check
were
it.
actually voted.
Correct, and returned to the clerk.
And the last 5 people who came.
No. They should never have been entered into the poll book because they were returned to the clerk. I don't know why the people checked them in through this. They can use either process, or you tell them to choose one or the other. Don't do both, because this is what happens. The clerk can enter them all through QVF and use the AV list of voters to tell you how many AV ballots that they processed, or they can check in every AV ballot through the poll book to tell you.
So
This person did both
double counted.
for the last one.
So what they do
In the total
then
amount
is
of
that
votes.
I asked them specifically.
Double counted.
They count it like their biggest ballot, which they could be off my sheet. I think, they think that it got counted.
Yeah, you're still out right there.
It got counted, and it didn't.
Reload. Yeah,
Because it came up like
those
5
two,
times.
yeah, that's an explanation.
I'm pretty sure it makes sense.
It's an account. They should not have, checked them in QPF if they were gonna check them.
We want to, what he wants to do is.
Is there no writing narrative?
I'll be honest with you, we can take corrective action when we train them, we have to hire a new clerk and new staff. That's what
Well, I guess, you know, or, I would, if you really, if you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and say, did you write this letter? Or would you just not? Because we show her no name, you know, the polling place.
So maybe what we do. Hey, John.
Yeah.
Come here for a second. So we have this gentleman filled out to be a write-in, but Jerome Township recorded no valid write-ins.
Okay.
So, do we want to reach out to the gentleman and ask him if he will visit?
Let me see what's the election summary, were there any writers recorded in the writings?
Oh, that's it.
Okay.
Is it Republican or Democrat?
Republican.
And it's for what office?
Precinct delegate.
But wait, you're looking at the AV. You need to look at.
It's election day,
Right.
you can't vote.
Yes.
Right here.
It's not early anymore.
Yeah. You said Republican, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Because I mean,
Precinct 1 is where we want to go. This is a learning experience. Absolutely.
Very specific.
So we have to put this aside.
That's the AV County Board. The AV County Board balance. The only one we really put aside is Jerome Township Precinct 1. So, Precinct 2, you've already done. The AV County Board, you've already done. We're gonna leave Precinct 1 out for Bill to come in.
You know, this is,
Precinct 1 is out here.
yeah, this is Jasper.
Yep, Jasper, you have to come in. Yep.
The
So
other,
we're gonna,
but the,
yeah.
because then we quote everything else.
Yeah.
But it wasn't counting, because we're counting the lesser of the two numbers. We're counting only. We're counting 766, we're not counting it 768.
Oh, is this?
So there's a spoiled ballot somewhere,
sorry,
and
but I
maybe
can't
the
hear
guy
it.
walked out, you don't know, and it was
Sorry.
So, because we
session.
don't have any room, and so we have been, so we make the
And
Christmas.
I don't accept
Like
such
these
things
salads
like
have
counting
been
here.
stored
For
for
such things.
22 months.
There are.
So, we,
Not-
we make them,
Okay.
so that's why.
I signed that red, we had addressed this issue, and we understood it at the time.
No, no,
All we did.
no, you've already, we've done.
I changed it,
All right.
and up that, and when Ann was telling us, that would be a territory, that township would be, people couldn't get weird there.
They've had a lot.
So if this comes up, at least we addressed it. We're
Absolutely.
aware in
You
that
are
red.
very rarely, yes.
And then if they wanna spend it half a day understanding it, that's fine, we don't do that. Okay, ready? Or if we do, we're gonna make $80 an hour. Right, man?
Absolutely. I think your pay should be increased anyway.
Huh?
Yeah.
I think your pay should be increased anyway.
Well, we might have a whole new board of commissioners that believe in increasing taxes and giving it to us.
There you go.
Right? Right, Lee?
As long as they're increasing my salary, I'm all about it. Why not?
You don't do this in the service.
Lisa, can you come and, walk them through your AV County Board at Larkin? She'll explain it to you.
Okay.
Cause we counted early too.
Oh, they did early
We did Monday
processing.
as well, so we kinda made our own book, cause we didn't realize that it
Okay.
was not set up for that.
So I've got these three.
We goofed.
Guess what?
So
We haven't signed
We
it.
forgot to sign the damn tape.
It's okay.
Here, sign it. We'll start
Precinct
going
one,
forward.
precinct
That's
two,
fine.
precinct
That's
three is our
So we
total,
found
so
it'll be a random sample.
they should add up, those three should add up.
The only recount I think we may have is Jasper.
Oh, 7:45.
What's right?
Clerk. There were 3 people running for clerk and they're within 5 votes of one another.
I saw one.
No.
Within one vote, there's a precinct.
Okay, well, start off.
I think it was up in the Larkin, the Larkin house.
And there was more people running than there are positions.
One
And
extra,
220.
but I don't think that person's gonna.
I hope not to have a recount for a precinct delegate. Come on.
Well,
Because it came in batches, we delivered a batch, we
Okay,
delivered,
see,
on
this
Monday
one
they counted
is
everything that was delivered by Friday. And then on Tuesday they came back
This one
and
says
did a
282.
batch of everything that came in over the weekend.
Okay.
And then on election day, somebody was, because it
Yeah,
wasn't a
so
recount,
those,
not
okay.
the
When
This is 280.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
The regular
Person was
160.
48.
where's the other sheet?
So that's,
Yes, okay, got it. Yep.
No,
Yeah, for
I
the
will.
other one, have that,
I was just looking at that number.
Yeah.
There's that.
What he's saying is he has a bag of.
so would this be a,
Cool, okay, yep.
Yeah, they keep
And
up
then
with
it's
the
just
whole.
like really low,
Okay.
you'll find it, like one day, and then worship day the next day.
No,
do we have,
Dan, I only need, hang on just a second, just 1 second. I only need you on precinct 1 because that's where the writing shows up.
Okay, I need every one of them in precinct 1 down, so we're counting.
I don't need it.
that's it?
It's,
169?
it's only on your township and precinct 1. Yes, John.
This is the list.
Where you at? What town?
This is
Just bring.
Mount Haley.
Okay.
We're missing the cumulative,
Yep, see,
or the other.
Okay, let's see. They put them somewhere weird, like right here. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Sometimes, you know, they get a little funky. Yeah, it's good job. It shows up right on this one report.
I just couldn't remember if we printed the county board separately.
No.
Right here. How many?
Look, I just gotta make sure. Oh, I gotta go back.
Well, let's add them up.
My way of thinking is that if I was sure it's right, they got every one of us, they got 282.
How many, where's the totals? So there's two different, these are two, and then there's this one.
I'm trying to be nice.
Okay, 100, well, 14,
114?
yeah.
It's 283. So you have one different, you have one. So let's look and see the lift. You say those two come up with 114?
Well, you did have 100.
Okay, okay. Well, we got one.
We have one that was rejected, so that would, you're only gonna have 113, you're only gonna have 99. Because the rejected one's not gonna count.
Okay,
So she had 100 ballots returned, but she had to reject one, who knows for what. But, so this is really 99.
should we press right?
Yep.
99 in there?
Yep.
In red?
Yep. And then circle rejected so that you know why.
They should have a note in here about why it was rejected.
Yep, well, there should be a note in there about that she rejected it right, and let's see if there is.
You can put it X on it if you find it in red.
See, look at that, my girl was on top of it. Woo-hoo. Sometimes that happens.
So otherwise, we would be in the news as letting, and would be letting dead people vote.
We don't let dead people vote. Yeah, that's true. Don't even go there.
Yeah.
I wanna tell you though, I went to a funeral earlier this summer, and the person voted between, she died after she voted before the election day.
At early voting,
And during the showing, they had an I voted sticker on her.
did they really?
Yes, they did.
She cause she voted at the early vote center. That's the only way that it would happen. Or if it was, if the township or city, processed absentees within that 8 day.
There was a former district chairman.
Oh, really?
I'm not gonna say who. But it did come up in the discussions. I didn't ask, stay around to ask, what they asked. And it's not discounted, it's not discounted.
Yep.
You need a,
That was more about.
Alright, in this case,
yeah, so it's
two forty-four.
Okay, which township?
city,
That's 224.
Okay,
This is Porter.
okay, so they were,
off by 2.
By two.
and how bad is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
One was found.
165.
One was rejected.
Okay.
It says 79 now. You see where it is? Say rejected. Okay, that's, we get it. So 169 comes for and one was rejected. So that's why there's 244. Okay, so this is 244, that's 244. We figured out that this is 244 because one was rejected, not one. And so that jives, okay? So let's sign these.
Okay. Precinct 2, abandoned ballot.
Off one.
Return of ballot not
And then, yeah.
They get annoyed with the technology.
Do you think that's the real, right?
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing this.
Return the ballot from the presidential primary.
Oh, you'd be amazed sometimes when you get absentee ballots back. You can get them
Just
back
from the
from
last
an election. We had one, I think the oldest one we had was, in the presidential primary, we got a ballot back from 2018. One of the townships got a ballot back in 2018.
Either one.
Seriously?
I'm not kidding.
You should keep saying that.
I said, I was one of my township clerks that got it, so it wasn't me, but, I don't, I thought that was just hilarious. Seriously, how could you have something like that sitting around for that long and?
Very good.
This is the city of Midland? Now, these were different group people.
precinct six.
Okay, this would be a 293.
Okay,
Can you prove it?
Okay.
294, okay. So we've got a list of the voters.
precinct three.
We've got 293 were actually voted. So there's
And I
one
guess-
extra in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's look at the last page and see if they.
Okay.
Right there, so they put a star.
It's covered on the floor.
Number what?
Voter number 19.
Let's look up there and see what they got. Yeah, what does it say right there?
Converted.
AV, converted,
I have never heard that before.
what's
a converted absentee ballot?
Person went into the polls and wanted to vote their absentee ballot instead of getting a new ballot. They had it with them and they voted it.
I did that last.
It's a new thing.
You did that, yeah,
I
you did it
I did it,
at the early vote center.
yeah, I did it, just to see how it worked.
Some people do that.
I turned
exactly
in
what
my
that is.
absentee ballot, and then I went and did early voting. I just wanted to see how the process worked. Yeah, see if I could get away with it.
No.
I wanted to see
No.
I wanted to see if Ann was pulling anything.
No.
So, no, people get absentee ballots, but there are people who don't believe that absentee ballots get counted, okay? So they come to the polls on election day, they have their absentee ballot, they already have it probably filled out, and they take it, and they go through the line, and they put it in the machine.
I should say there are other reasons. Sometimes it's the Saturday, they're not gonna put it in the mail, it won't show up in time.
Right.
They don't go to Dropbox, or maybe they just wanna put it in themselves. There's a lot of reasons why they do it.
In my case, I turned in my absentee ballot
And got a new ballot.
and got a new ballot.
He turned,
You can also do that.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Well,
No.
no, the law
No.
says that you can go to the polls, you can go to early voting, and you can take
Put it
an
yourself.
absentee ballot that was issued to you, and you can put it through the machine yourself.
Now, David, that was different. That
Didn't
is a
used to be able to
recent
do
thing.
that. The law changed with 22-2. It's all part of 22-2.
Very screws things up.
Yeah, welcome.
What do you mean, Dave?
Yeah.
This is Dave you speak of.
Okay, so we now know where that extra one went, okay. I'm gonna sign right here.
So, okay, so we had one extra on the table later versus.
Yes. Because they changed back.
I'm slow.
3.
Yeah, cause you can look and see if they were issued a new one, what is that, voter number?
156.
You got 294 on your list, one of them was turned in. And that made them, if you look at the last page, or if you look in the last page of the comments, you might find that there's a comment on it.
Yeah, but she wasn't issued.
So
those
they-
ballots.
Voted their absentee, put it through the machine.
Voted absentee at precinct.
Yeah, you can
What
do
does
that,
it say?
we were just talking about that over there, they brought their absentee ballot in and voted it.
Okay.
Well, we know which, you already read it, because they told you what number it was.
Our voter count is
Yeah.
288, you will say 290 because 2 ballots were rejected.
Yeah, and you see the one.
293 cast. And that's, we're there. We're absentee ballot. Oh, that was not the reason. Why would you?
And then it said voter not married.
Wait, you had one that was rejected and one that was left on the floor?
It's a ballot.
Because I mean, if they took the absentee ballot and they voted in the thing,
That was voter two
it
ninety,
should
that's the one they
counted
rejected.
it in this.
One person got 2 ballots. They only voted, they only used one of them, that left an extra ballot. That's why they're off by 1.
They issued them one back.
Hey,
But if they brought
Lace,
in their absentee ballot,
maybe she knows.
If they wanted to turn it in, they still can.
They have a question on this one, they're off.
So when you
they have
come into a polling
290
location on election day and you have an
voters
absentee
and,
ballot, right?
Yeah.
You can choose to convert to put it in
288
yourself,
is
right?
gone through.
Or you
One
can
of them
choose
was
to
definitely
surrender
rejected,
it
they have
and
it
get a
in.
new one.
It was rejected,
Or
we don't
there's a
have
third
it.
option, you could say, I lost it, I never got it.
Anything with that
And then
one.
they're gonna basically spoil or reject, right? The clerk and the QVF, and they'll give them a new ballot. So 3 ways
So in this one,
that could happen.
she,
But it's gonna
came
be
to the polls,
totaled
we had
on
mailed her an
the
absentee ballot.
machine
She
that
called
told
me
us.
and
Absolutely.
said, did she
Well,
return
none of
it?
those are gonna lead to the
And
ballot
then
not going in the
so now
machine.
we Reject the
Amen,
absentee
but
ballot, and then she
the
gets voted.
The machine was
So
very
that's what
short.
happened there, and they made a remark about it.
Well, you're adding that AB list, remember? So more likely than not, you have one rejected if that's what happened. I'm not looking at
Oh,
that
no,
stuff.
this is the city.
But she spoiled it, I got a new
That's
one.
totally separate.
So you're correct. So if you're looking at the city one, so it is one off then, what you're saying, and it's not reconciled on the AB list.
But they explained why it went.
We have for a conversation with clerk, change the regular ballot for number 19, that was the. That was the
That was
ballot.
number,
So the
ballot number,
AB
yeah, voter number 19.
absentee
They
ballot.
did 2 ballots were
So they said two
rejected.
AZ back.
By one of them.
And
My
the only-
guess is that the other one was rejected for the
That
same
should
reason.
be-
But I only have one rejected on the voter list, just that 290.
But you're off too.
Yeah.
Just that one. But they, I mean, if there was another ballot that was closed or something like that, they might not have known whose it was, and they would have rejected it. But
If
we don't.
if you want, so you said per the clerk, right? So Lacy is aware of what happened, so maybe you could talk with her, and she could explain it.
It's under her jurisdiction, city clerk.
What you got?
Yeah,
This is precinct 4.
yes.
I can actually
So-
see Sean.
That's why I pointed it
Okay.
It says 263, this is 264.
This one is.
Okay.
Look at the thing about the converted AD, that would have been counted
Okay, what,
on the machine.
okay, all right, what does your remarks say?
Wait.
I mean, if they had jockeyed.
This is the precinct that there was not an explanation of why they went off. This is the one.
This is the one you were talking about initially?
Yeah, this is the one I told you, I don't know, there's no explanation. And we can ask Lace, but I don't think she knows either. This is the one where they're one off and there is no explanation.
Six.
Precinct 6.
For me.
Who's the chairperson?
Hey, did you get that on the OOB report?
I'm getting it right now, I gotta find the pen, I keep losing my pen.
I got 'em
Keep
all.
walking
I have 'em all.
this way and that way.
And then come back.
And then come back, okay.
Precinct 5.
Okay,
The board while I worked in the absent voter counting board at the end of the day, so a lot of times she'll give me the explanation and I will make a remark and say, I think, somebody walked out the door.
It's on the standby.
Oh.
All right, thank you.
All right, so what precinct was that, gentlemen? Okay, and you were one off. And, did we get an explanation?
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Didn't know why.
You'll get an explanation. If you wanna make a note of that in there on red, then you can do that, choose or not. Because this is one that has been identified, so maybe we should make a note that we address that issue. City plan. They are related to the comments not being made by the. How would you say it? Without blaming somebody. Learning experience.
It's a lot here today.
Yeah.
I know, we're gonna have a new experience, we're gonna be looking at ballots, right?
Yeah.
Well, not new, we've done that.
Yeah.
John, they all fit in this bag?
You're not supposed to be
Stack them accurately. I can get you, I mean, it's gonna be full, but
He tries to take them out and put them back.
are you doing them where it's spine one way, then spine the other way, then spine one way, then spine the other way? God, this looks like a great job.
Also,
You have to best the leg, there you go.
Looks like we're gonna.
So you can't have double spine.
So Coleman has an absentee. Do we sort of have to do that?
You're gonna have to do that, but they don't have an AD county board, they just,
do it separately.
yeah, they do their ADs through.
They play in the 262 people.
But I got rejected.
There's.
And here's,
But they got one that.
Two, one was rejected here.
That's 299. Wait, you're making this harder for yourself, you balance.
Hey, we got one that slithered right through.
We
Oh.
just got one too, which is great.
Precinct 7 in the city.
Well, we'll have to give them a gold star.
Huzzah!
All right, this is precinct 8. They claim 299 people voted. And there's the other.
What do you got? Okay, maybe you're right, maybe I'm gonna need you. I'm not gonna make it. I'll go grab another bag.
What? Shit, that had to have just happened.
my new scanner that's 11,
Good job.
That's
it
not
was
wood though.
broken. We have it now.
Oh,
There's
you gotta
some
get this,
upstairs.
Homework.
you guys have somebody
Oh.
else.
That's what I thought, I just wanted to.
That's what I wanted to do from the beginning, just to fix it.
Okay, they
That's okay,
claim
just,
that
yeah, I mean,
30
we gotta
voted
do it,
there.
I mean, you gotta
Okay, so you got two different,
Okay, and.
systems. There's a bunch of spoils in there, I see that. This is gonna be a long one here.
Yep.
Let's get it added up and see how many we're on.
And they wrote that James.
Okay, 2/3. Now, you can look up spoils if you want, but I don't want.
Oh, the state wants you to say these things. I don't know.
Alright.
So they won't
And they
want
split,
short.
I mean,
Yes.
they just show a different ballot.
Seven ballots.
They didn't read the,
No, she's.
oh, look, he couldn't get them all in there either. Such a guy.
Here, so I had copies this morning. Okay, now. They claim. Okay, we gotta get them in here to sign. What's that?
Oh.
Well, that is the signatures, the Mary Ellen Keel. Mary Ellen, she's about 85.
Hey, it's just me, I just wanted to know, people just called and we just discovered that. I don't know, I'm in the middle of campus, so I just told them.
I just was
I
thinking
got
about
this
it.
call now.
318.
Dang, you ruined
Oh, yeah.
3/8,
I don't know what you wanna do. 318.
It's just all in our condo,
That's
and
his
my realtor just called.
reaction.
I don't know how to tell you this, but I think the refrigerator. It's brand new.
Let's figure it out. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, and that tile.
See if we have that.
I'm like, oh my god.
I think you told me.
What are you gonna do? I'm like, call somebody, fix it.
Okay.
We're only got 2%.
Yeah, I got this, you got one, I'll give you this one, they're still
She
looking at
said
this one.
that the same thing that happened with the first one, somebody went to tabulate the ballot.
I didn't see any
They
big.
wait for it to accept the ballot.
Let's see
Walked
how
it out the
many
door,
we
and then
have.
it was
You said
rejected by the
there's
tabulator.
319.
Wrong, and they couldn't check something out. And I said, okay, you know what, every time.
Every time.
See if there's any
Okay, so what do we think we got there, guys?
spoiled ballot, 310.
Right. So.
So both of them basically were rejected, right?
Rejected. We just don't know what's on the second one.
Don't see any. Okay. Where's the comments? Find out what is what.
I think what we were just talking about though is people are embarrassed, like if they split on a ballot, like they don't want anyone to know they just leave.
Right, 100% sure that that's what happens, but the person who's sitting at that station 4 needs to keep an ear out for that beep from the tabulator.
They counted in the absentee ballot instead of the people coming in, that was next year, but we'll ask you.
Tabulator, so I want.
You see it here?
It's almost like they need to be on the other side of the tabulator.
Between the
To
tabulator
maybe
and
they
the
drop the
door.
tabulator
In other
in the
words,
door.
maybe
That's what
they came in.
That's a good idea.
Because that's what happens. You're not all set.
It should
I
show
don't want
that.
the way the tabulator beeps.
Johnny, I have more.
I gave it a pass.
No, no, I'm not putting them in a bag. You know how to do it. You're the expert on how to put them in the spine versus this way and that way.
So maybe we stop putting them in the white thing.
A spiny thing. No, can't do that. Because
You have to have.
we have to have it because we put stuff in there.
Okay, we
In
have.
the front pocket.
That's
Okay,
the direction.
so who do we got? First of all,
One of Ingersoll.
Ingersoll, one, okay, so we're one off, is that correct? Okay. And what's,
those,
No, those
No.
are our proper
no,
child.
back,
I can go back.
Just like the number here.
Those are the ones we're waiting for these people here, correct?
Voted in absentee.
Yes,
Well, so
So
there are
this is,
300 okay, hang on.
Gil from
So let me
Jerome
just-
Township.
Jerome.
These are gonna be your precinct one ballots. We're
So,
gonna write it.
hang on just a second,
Okay.
Yeah.
before we start doing a bunch of stuff, cause I want everyone to be involved in this process, so just.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Gil, can you just have it, just hang tight for a
Certainly.
second for us? Okay, so you have 318 ballots, you have 319. So I'm assuming probably, is anybody marked rejected? Did they reject something?
Is that the word we're looking for?
Yeah, that's what it should say, if that's what happened.
We got spoiled.
It was spoiled, that wouldn't affect it.
No. John, can you call Mary Ellen Keel for me?
Okay.
Her remark is not complete enough for me to, for the board to understand what
Okay,
she's
which
saying.
Precinct, one or two?
Precinct one, and it says they're off one due to an absentee ballot. Well, what happened with the absentee ballot? Was it something?
Cool.
Something was. This is her remark,
Okay.
so,
Right.
yeah, she is, she's my oldest clerk, I think she's 87.
87.
She's great.
I've known her 50 years.
We don't have another thing to do here.
Yes, we do, we have 2 ballot containers we're gonna be opening
Oh,
today.
this is all the early voting?
Nope, we have 2 issues over here, so I'm gonna talk about it here in a minute, but I'm gonna let them
So
finish
this
up with what they're
is
doing.
questioning, precinct one.
You're good?
We're good, we're just
Just
waiting
making a
for
remark that was made at seven
Jerome.
fifty-seven.
Okay.
756
We just
ballots,
gotta-
match at 318, 319 in book, minus 1 each in absentee ballot. What was the issue with the absentee ballot? Yeah, this was 7:57 PM. Yep. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay. So you rejected a ballot? Precinct one or precinct two? Okay, so let me,
Okay,
Do they know who?
allowed.
Thank you.
Permission
stay,
granted.
stay on the phone.
Noted on the meeting minutes.
Right.
But they may have no more
Hello.
questions. Right, give me a
Who do
second.
you wanna talk to?
What's that?
Who do you wanna talk to?
So what she said is it was the same thing that they had on precinct two, but, they went a bit farther. She said that the person came in, they wanted to tabulate their ballot, like convert to, AV to in-person, right? They wanted to put in the machine themselves. And so the ePoll people brought her in and did that, right? But when she put it in the tabulator, they rejected it because she had cross-voted. And then, so they had to come back and spoil it, but she had marked it received they had marked it received as an absentee ballot in the AV QVF, and then they also had recorded it through the poll book as a conversion. So we should see that one of them converted somewhere. You have any notes as to that?
No. Who was it?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask her. Mary Ellen, do you remember
So
which
we know
voter
that we
the voter's name
tracked
by
this.
chance? Do you remember the voter's name? So let me, I've got the canvasser sitting right here. Let me ask you again, so, okay.
Oh, wait, they have an envelope ballot.
Hold on,
They have a provisional ballot, that's why.
hold on, that's not why they're off. I think we found it in a different place.
It's right here. They have a provisional ballot.
You're actually balanced, you
So-
got an envelope ballot.
So, do you know what a provisional ballot is?
Alright, never mind, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That one was.
So a provisional ballot is a voter who comes in that they can't they can't verify that you reside there, right? You don't have you don't have a driver's license. So what happens is they get a ballot, they vote it like a regular voter would, but it's put into an envelope. And then the voter has 5 days to come in to the clerk, to Mary
Who
Ellen,
they are.
and
then they can-
give her the information that she needs in order for that ballot to be processed.
Okay.
And then it will come to you on day 6 when we do the thing. So that's right there,
Yeah,
that's
that-
why.
that-
Sorry,
That's
that was my
it's a
fault.
change in the law.
I looked through there and I didn't see that envelope the first time.
Okay, so.
So,
here,
that
get it,
was-
right? Let's make a comment back here where we
Yeah,
address
just
that.
put envelope ballot.
Envelope, now, where's the comment?
Go back to the remarks section. Okay.
In red, yeah. Envelope ballot. So you can put the number down. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I apologize. I
That makes
missed
a lot
that.
more sense, cause she said we did everything that the other precinct did. And I'm like, then something, she goes, they must have done something extra. No, it's,
But she remembered it.
Yeah.
well, see, she had the same thing happen in both precincts, and that was her question, it's like, well, why are they not questioning the other one, we did the same thing. And I'm like, well, she said they must have done extra stuff, but it looks like they did everything right. They should have made a remark though about the envelope ballot.
Alright, we got, yeah, we have it read, so we know we've addressed it.
Yep, absolutely.
So, how many, so we were off one? And it jives with all the others?
Yep.
Okay.
You did mark it. You marked
Yeah,
next to it.
I did, I put an X on it.
I was just gonna.
I know, I put a red on it.
Oh.
Voter number 258. Number 258. All right, thank you, sir. All right. So
Doing
here we
good
go.
work here, gentlemen. Okay, so
So you have-
put that away and then we're gonna go on to our next, whoops, go on to our next, next thing.
Or did you already do yours? Yeah. The all important.
Okay, so if I can have, your attention, we are going to, so you know how we talked a lot about write-ins this morning and how those are processed. We have 2 townships that had folks, declare to be write-ins. And unfortunately, both township clerks have to come in because they didn't record the write-in, in the poll book. We believe that there is a write-in, and so the canvassers over here decided that they wanted to actually inspect the ballots to see whether or not this write-in actually wrote his name in. And we're looking at, if you look at Jerome Township Precinct 1, there is, and I'll show you here.
We might have, I don't know.
Is it?
Yeah, those are
Okay.
left
I
out.
think we listen to everything
There's a
together.
write-in.
Yeah.
Those affidavits they signed.
Yeah.
I just wanna show them, cause you guys know.
Yeah.
So Jerome Township Precinct 1, this gentleman filled out his, write-in
This
form.
was at the,
No, he filled this out in my office.
okay.
We send these out to the jurisdictions, I don't know, the day before, well, when they pick up their supplies, they get this information. He was a valid write-in, okay?
Right.
So when the inspectors were closing the polls at the end of the night, they must have, we think, missed this, didn't see it, whatever. But we believe that he actually did vote for himself, because if you look here, under Jerome Township Precinct 1, Republican delegate, there is a unresolved write-in. So we believe that he actually, don't write on this is the original. This goes over here. Don't write on it.
Red ink doesn't.
You read it, you put red ink on your book.
It doesn't.
So anyway, we're gonna open the ballots. We have Gil, he is the Jerome Township Clerk. He has brought the ballots in for us for precinct 1. We will, open those, and then if we have questions, we'll direct them to Gil, because they were his workers, okay? But we're gonna open them, and maybe Gil, you can come up, did they keep the write-ins separate, do you know?
That's what I was gonna say to you, that before I left, I talked to the election inspectors that were on the receiving board, and they said that that one ballot is rubber banded, so it should be easy to find.
Yay.
Perfect, okay. So we'll find the ballot, and we'll see if it is in fact an actual valid write-in. And if it is, then we will give that individual credit for being a precinct delegate, okay? So, just so you know, and that's gonna happen again with Jasper Township as soon as she gets here, because she has the same situation. All right, so gentlemen, if you wanna open the bag here, and then, let's see if we can find that one rubber band ballot.
Should we go over and
Yeah.
watch?
I think they can handle that.
Especially if
I
it's
just
rubber
wanted
banded.
everyone to
If
be
it's not
aware.
rubber banded, then I'm gonna hand you guys ballots.
Pretend you're a poll watcher.
We just want everyone to be aware of what, you know, what we're doing and what the process is, so.
So, is it, Gil, do you know how it, you're saying it should be rubber banded?
Yeah, but,
But
you know, I
maybe-
wasn't part of that
Okay,
process,
yep.
so.
Yes, because all my clerks are on the ballot right now, so
Oh,
they're
yeah,
there,
that's
but
right.
they don't work it, so
Yeah.
they have to rely on their people.
This should be the
That's all the ballots, yep.
I don't see.
Okay, well, we'll just have to sit down and,
Yep.
Throw them on the counter, let's do it. I'll go around this
You
side.
might as well give that back, right?
Oh, you might as well.
absolutely. So, and the ballots are probably not,
Upside down.
upside down,
Yeah.
backwards, whatever.
But, so you guys can get a bunch,
So-
and we're just looking for that name.
Yep.
Oh, you're looking for the
So-
bubble, you're looking for the bubble to be marked.
Yeah.
It may not have
So
broken. It may
down
not have broken.
here, it's
Well,
gonna be on the
we still
back
have
side of the ballot, I just wanna show you
In
where
order
you're
for you to
looking,
count it,
obviously.
we
We
should.
See the delegate
Indicated
position
that a
here,
bubble was marked.
he's gonna be
It might
a
not
bubble, there's gonna be a bubble that's marked, and he's gonna have his name written there.
Maybe.
So, that's what we're looking for.
Maybe.
That's the only place.
Well, maybe,
We don't know that.
we don't know that he actually did it right, right?
David Stewart Senior.
There we go.
Any of the job. Yeah, there's one that has a bubble mark.
Yeah.
Find it,
Right.
it's on the back of
We
the
have,
ballot.
yeah, it's on there.
Yeah, it's on the back of the ballot, so as soon as you find it, holler out.
Yell bingo.
David Stewart?
Yeah.
Bingo!
Hey!
Oh, we got bingo already.
Hey, David,
Oh, my goodness.
David,
Let's go get a lottery
The bubble
ticket.
is marked, right? The bubble is marked, right?
Yes, the bubble, okay, so yeah, so the bubble is filled in.
That would have been really bad if you wrote his name in and forgot the
Well,
machine would not
that's
pick it
why,
up.
That's what we were
we-
afraid
that's
of.
why we're doing what we're doing, is because we, you know, people don't typically fill out a declaration of intent to be a write-in and then not write themselves in.
Unless they're very humble.
Unless they're very
Unless
humble.
they're very, very humble.
Right.
He only got one
So
vote.
then you're going to, I would have
Gotta have-
you, write in
For the right,
that
you need three
information,
votes to win
and then we'll fill out a write-in sheet, so that he then becomes.
Precinct delegate, you get one vote.
So just so you guys,
How many do you need to win?
one,
Just one?
one,
Why do
that's
I
it.
think it was three?
Years ago, it used to be.
It used to be, but it's
Yeah.
only one now,
So you
Dennis.
can see, so that's,
That's one for it.
yeah,
He's using the red pen.
okay.
My wife did that last. She filled out the stuff for precinct delegate at the precinct, and then she forgot to vote herself.
Yep, he'll be one of your precinct delegates.
In all honesty, David, that happens quite often because people don't wanna jump in until they believe there's a.
Stuart,
I don't know,
David?
what
What?
the
Also-
procedure for
It is
that.
senior.
K. Stewart
Yeah,
Senior.
yeah, yeah.
Can you share it with me? My guys struggle, really struggle.
You're probably, how many seals did I give you? Probably-
I have enough.
You
sure?
Well, no, we are gonna need a couple more, well, it's gonna be close.
You're short one glassine holder. I'll
Very
go ahead
close.
and get it. Yep, I'm gonna grab a couple more sheets.
So do we need then Ann to initial this?
I would initial it, gentlemen, if you would, and then, like I said, we'll fill out one of these. Yeah, just because any corrections that you guys make, I need it in red. But then this needs to be filled out in regular black. That red pen is done. Well, good, we're not gonna have to, no, we have.
Okay, so.
We always have them on an extra table, they take them
Case
home.
short.
So I'm like, that tape and the key come together to me, you know, I have like step by step by step by step for what they do.
Right.
It's easier. Even this boring stuff.
Okay.
Good. So I used to realize I would walk in on Wednesday, and then do it tonight, cause we've got time, for the way for everything else to be done. Yeah, I'll work on,
Yeah, we have compelling
we used to
reasons.
get early accounting procedures too.
Stuff.
EV doesn't work, but the regular public doesn't want to do that. That's what I'm gonna do too.
For the Republicans, is that still?
It's missing.
Got about 200
EV
people.
works kind of.
Do they actually?
Yeah.
Are they in charge of electing their?
You guys could just. This is the,
It does. It absolutely does.
Down here?
Yep.
And then can I just get you to initial this, because we're gonna, reseal the bag and send it on to, yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, I think so. She said those four.
Yeah, here, copy.
So are they doing nothing?
So do you want to sign it? Yes.
Yeah, we'll do everything later.
The Democrats changed it. Because one party here take over. Really, because there were so many clients, and we have one of it. Find out that you got both of your.
I'm pretty sure it's in that stack. Cause I had looked at it earlier, so I'm pretty sure it's in there, but yours was handier.
Hey, Ann, is that my folder there?
It is, for some reason it was with your poll book. This is for the AV County Board.
Oh, okay.
But it was in with your poll book for some strange, I don't know. We found it, but I'm gonna give it back to you right now.
Okay.
It didn't come out of this bag, is what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of phasing out.
You're welcome. So Gil, thank you for coming in. We appreciate that very much.
Thank you, I like being first. Wow,
And you are good to go.
have fun, folks, see ya.
So we just gotta wait for Jess.
I'll send you something later.
I appreciate it, thank you.
While we're waiting, we probably
Yeah, well, we still
could,
got till what, the middle of
get
September?
out your final cume, and we could probably do some of that work while we're waiting.
Yep.
Let me just grab a pen again. I show this, there's pens up here.
I don't know how we did that, but.
Okay.
Got one to eat there.
So let's see, we start. So we're gonna, I think this is gonna be on the very back of your queue, because we're gonna do proposals. We'll start with the county-wide proposals. So the first one that I have is Pinecrest. So if someone could tell me, hey Lacey, yeah, you're good. You're good, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lacey.
So the total number of yes votes. We're gonna do Pinecrest first.
Page 77.
Page 77.
Okay. Way up at the top, yeah.
I'm gonna do Pinecrest first. I get the total number of yes votes.
Yes, votes 11,280.
And the total number of no votes?
5,800.
Alright, so having received sufficient, votes, it was passed. We're gonna go on to 911 Central Dispatch.
What page?
Page 76.
Total number of yes votes,
14,586.
I'm sorry, 14,
14,586.
okay, and no votes.
2,740.
So having received, sufficient votes, it has passed.
You're the chairperson.
We'll go on to, the road millage.
Yes votes.
What page?
77, just right.
13,472.
No votes?
3,838.
Okay, so having received, it was passed. Okay, now guys, we're gonna do, I'm sorry.
Jasper is here, do we want?
Yep, we can certainly, stop this and go right to that. So again, folks, this is the same situation that we just had with Jerome Township. Jasper Township had a write-in for, precinct delegate, and they did indicate that there was a ballot that had a write-in, but the write-in information wasn't filled out properly. So if you would please come up, I know you're the chair, for Jackie, and so when, just so you're aware, and I don't know, I mean, you've probably worked elections many times, but this needs to be completely filled out. Candidate's name, the office that they are running for, what party they represent, okay? And because it wasn't, we need to actually see the physical ballot, okay? So that's why we called you.
No problem.
Sorry.
That's okay, that's okay. You're all right, you're all right. We,
Other than that, you
Yeah.
did a wonderful job.
did you keep, your write-in separate, you know, or did you just put them with the rest of, they're all together? Okay, that's all right. I'll recount. Yep. Well, first of all, someone has to request it, right? So, hang on just one quick second, I'll talk to you about that.
Okay,
This
I'll
is
go
a,
sit down.
okay, this is a Democratic, precinct delegate. So, same scenario, folks. You find it, you yell bingo.
Find it.
What's the name we're looking for?
Kathleen Sue, last name May. Kathleen May.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Yep.
Okay, now here's
Delegate
one.
to the county convention.
I have one.
No.
It's not the same.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Lower left.
Yeah,
Go back.
again, should be on the back. Bingo.
Oh, look at that! Hey, we're not gonna be able to do that twice.
Yeah, all right. He's back.
Boy, these have been early. We get these right away. So the bubble is filled in, her name is completely filled in. So we will give her the one vote. We have new, is this a?
No, that pen doesn't work. Let me grab your pen. Your red pen's better. Donnie gave me a crappy red pen.
Well, that's a county.
Thank you.
Get this bit. Oh. Did to me.
On our county website, where it lists all the election results,
Yes,
are all the precinct
You can
delegates,
signature
you
too,
know,
right?
are they gonna be listed there?
yes, they are.
Okay. I thought
Need a
sometimes
signature on
in the
that?
past, sometimes it just said, you know, somebody was elected, but it didn't really say who.
Well, what it says is, so, City of Midland Precinct 1, you have 5 delegates to be elected. If there's 6 people, you have to figure out who got the least amount of votes, and that's who got elected. Because it shows everybody, it's not gonna say elected next to your name. It's going to show everybody who's on the ballot with their,
Even the write-ins?
no, it does not show write-ins.
Okay, that was,
That's what we're doing there.
It does not show write-ins. people, and so if people wanna know about write-ins for precinct delegate, they call me, and I tell them, we had 2. One in Jerome and one in Jasper.
Could we just put that on the website?
Well, you have to understand, the system that we use is a program that's written for election results. And so we can't, we're not programmers, we can't change those things.
And it's not something that can be enabled that night,
Yeah.
to add a name.
Yeah.
That's what was always frustrating, I looked it up, to write down who are all the precinct delegates, and says, the write-in one.
But until today, you don't know if it's a valid write-in.
Right.
Those were supposed to be the official results of.
The website that showed the totals the Tuesday night confused people because of the newspaper articles that said, that article didn't explain it, or it shouldn't have said anything about it.
Well, write-ins, right.
Right, cause not,
Unless
no
they're been,
write-ins are official.
you know, a write-in that
Yeah,
was
and I had to
established.
Thank you, sir.
So if you want to,
Right, red and then initial it.
What did we do with Stewart's?
It's in the,
So I just.
Oh, no, I have to have that,
We don't
because,
know.
no,
oh, no,
yeah,
okay.
because then that goes with the official results.
300 or 400 write-ins. For all the races.
Yeah.
And
And then I
when
need a
you look at the
news.
returns on election night, it shows number of write-ins, but it doesn't say who they are. Because of write-ins. We haven't been here
Over here.
in the county.
Back in the bag.
Oh, there's a
yeah,
lot.
valid.
There's a lot. It's about-
If you look at the bag,
If you
everything's
look
in
at
the bag
the
now.
county website,
Yes.
back to election night, as it goes along, and the county clerk's totals will show the number of write-ins, but they're, that just means they wrote it in. Doesn't mean that they're actually legal,
These are not-
because they haven't got those 2 sheets of paper that you and I saw. So they didn't have affidavits, we know that, I knew that, but I can't, when people call up and say, oh,
This
this
is
is
township, more likely than not,
article.
we're gonna have a recount.
Right.
Maybe if they have the affidavits, they are.
So come on up and let me finish explaining the recount process to you, okay? So what has to happen is one of the candidates for clerk would need to contact my office, and they would need to make a request and pay a fee to have a recount done. However, we won't be able to do anything for a recount for at
I'm on my
least
own.
35 days. Because the state will wait that long to tell us that the election information can be released. And at that point is when we would do any local recounts. So the first thing that has to happen is one of those candidates have to reach out and make the request. If they don't reach out and make the request, nothing
I know that
happens.
our precinct delegates on the Republican side that have been won by 1 vote.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, they're all within 5 votes.
That person can't
So
answer.
I wouldn't doubt that there's gonna be a recount, but we've not received anything. They contact me, yes. Yes, absolutely.
We'll look at those.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and finish,
We're set.
you're all set, thank you. We're gonna go ahead and finish our
It's in this,
canvas.
it's in your thing, you can go find it, what are the 2 or 3 votes? They can call for a recount, but they, yes, they.
Well, finish it, we're gonna, for today.
For today, yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna move on to our township proposals. Now, those are probably gonna be at the back of each township.
Nope, they're right at the end.
Oh, perfect, all right, so you start with Geneva,
We can,
proposal number 1.
that's page 77,
Page what?
I'm sorry,
77.
yes, they have 2, they have a so proposal number 1, the fire millage renewal,
Okay,
so, yes votes,
for the renewal, correct?
this is for the renewal, yes,
Okay,
Yes votes, 205,
no votes.
65.
So having received, it is passed. Okay, then we go to proposal number 2 for them, which is the increase.
page
Page 78. Yes votes 110,
No votes?
160.
What?
Ooh, so this
Oh,
one
it's
having
down.
Yeah.
not received was defeated.
So that means that.
Okay.
You can only put out.
Now we're gonna move on to Greendale Township, proposal number 1.
Fire
This is
millage.
a fire millage renewal.
Yes votes 222,
Okay, no votes?
91.
Okay, so having received, it was passed. Moving on to Hope Township Road Maintenance,
Renewal.
Yep.
Yes votes 266,
and no votes?
124.
Okay, that one also received sufficient votes, so that has passed. Go on to Jerome Township, fire operating and equipment renewal,
Renewal, yes, 836,
no.
276.
Okay, so that also received enough votes for it to be passed. Their second proposal is, for fire equipment and building millage renewal.
Yes votes 756, no votes 344.
Okay, so that one also received enough votes for it to be passed. Oh, I gotta go do something, I forgot, I knew I forgot something. Lincoln Township millage, renewal,
Millage renewal,
yes
yes,
votes?
474,
And no votes.
161.
And so that one also received and it has passed. You gotta give me just a second because I typed these on election night and I didn't print the rest of them. Hang on just a second. John was printing election results. I thought it was more important than printing these and I forgot to print them out this morning.
Take a break.
Yeah, take a break.
Okay, hi.
So that was interesting to see on, and it's actually a good, it's not a practice because it was, where you had a situation where a ballot, information wasn't conveyed to us and, I think one of the things that we look at and we all look for is to make sure that if a voter is going to vote, their vote counts. And, here was a situation where they did everything right. And so we wanna make sure that we do everything right to make sure that their vote, was counted. And, because here is a true example too. This was, I think, I explained it, but it was for, each case, one was a Democrat, one was a Republican, but they were to their precinct delegates to their county convention. Here's a prime example where one vote counted, because all you need is one vote. And so we talk about, each vote counting and whether, does one vote make a difference? There's a prime example where one vote makes a difference for both of those cases where they want to be able to go to their county convention as a delegate. And because of what we were able to do today, it allows them to do that. So, that's the first time in my, 10 years of being on the board that we have ever had to have a clerk come in for election ballots and review the ballots. Obviously for recalls, that type of thing, but to do it on the day of the canvassing. So it was really, just another good example of how the system does work and, we can make it work for people.
In Midland.
In Midland.
Nice job.
But there's confusion on that. Putting your name in without getting the affidavit signed.
Yep.
By the timeline, it's like nothing. 99% of the people that do that aren't aware that at the impulsive moment isn't aware of the affidavit requirements.
Okay, let's move on to Porter.
Alright.
This is also, village increase. Yes votes?
Millage increase, yes, for the fire protection.
Yes.
Yes votes, 147,
No votes?
page 80. No votes, 69.
What page are you on again?
80,
80.
Porter Township.
The other way.
So having received sufficient votes, it has passed.
Okay, 80.
Oh,
So
sorry, I was
You were on
looking
the
at.
right page. So that's.
We're gonna move on to Warren. This is their fire operating and equipment renewal.
Yes votes, 276. No votes, 145.
So also having received sufficient votes, it has passed. And now we're gonna do schools.
Okay,
So the first one is Meridian.
page 81,
What page is that? This is-
81, last page.
I'm looking.
Yep,
Meridian Public
Yes
Schools operating millage renewal.
yes.
Yes votes, 1,576. No votes, 1,035.
Wow. Barely passed, but it did receive sufficient, votes. It has passed.
Assessments.
Moving on to, whoops, I missed Bullet Creek, sorry.
Yep, no,
Well, moving on to Bullet Creek,
okay.
this is operating millage renewal, yes votes,
1,150,
no votes.
681.
So this one received sufficient votes and it has been passed.
Just a question, Ann.
Yes,
Is Bullet Creek all within Midland County?
Yes.
Or will you, okay.
yes. So the next ones are Hemlock and Shepherd.
Yep.
And we don't certify them as having received, we just certify the vote totals.
Right, and then send it on to the prospective.
Correct, yeah.
Yep.
So we'll start with Hemlock. Total number of yes votes,
56,
total number of no votes.
45.
And then we will go on to Shepherd
Yes votes, 31,
and no votes.
48.
Okay. And now I'm going to pass around the documents that all need to be signed. And then we will
Unless you don't want to.
recess until next Tuesday.
Okay.
And I know, Scott, you cannot be here, but everybody else will be here next Tuesday, correct?
Yep.
9 o'clock, right? Is that what time we do it?
Yep.
9 o'clock?
So at this point,
Yes.
do we need a motion to recess or do we just recess?
Yes, no, you.
You need a motion to recess, and then we will, well, hang on, I gotta get Scott his,
You know, don't worry about it.
well, no, it's your mileage, man. You know, you might be able to get a small coffee at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Go, quick question.
So
Senior
When you guys made a motion to examine the poll books, I had stepped out. Who made the
We
motion?
didn't, they didn't make a motion to examine the poll books. That's not a motion, that's
Oh.
just, that, like, the first order of business is to examine the.
Second order, but you don't have to have a motion.
No, you don't have to have a motion for it.
Okay.
So at this point, I will accept a motion to recess until August 13th, my birthday. But at 9 o'clock at the
Is
council.
that a hint?
No, because I won't be.
Does that mean you're bringing
I'm-
something in for us?
I'm going to be with my oldest granddaughter's first day of school.
Oh.
Dan said there was stuff for us to sign first, though.
We're doing it right here.
And I'm gonna bring
We're
home
bringing
the-
Recess,
Yeah.
but we're done.
Okay.
Settle down, it'll be okay.
Point of
We're
order.
gonna get there.
Point of order from the floor.
It's only 2 hours. I think they were faster than we were.
And Ann, wouldn't you think with this being both a primary and obviously that there will be several move ballots that
It's very possible, I don't,
I do know that we will have at least one signature pure ballot because they came in to cure their signature with us yesterday.
Okay.
And we sent them over to the city, so the city will at least be bringing us one ballot to
Yep.
add to the voters. Well, provided she left here and went and cured her signature, which I'm not sure why the lawyer would not do that, she was here.
Yeah, right.
So signature cures and move ballots are two things.
you're signing the canvas, and then you're gonna sign all of the certificates of determination for all of the different proposals we just talked about. No, because we use these
Right.
as the official copies.
Fair.
Ones that they issue.
Thank you. Now, let's see, that'll get me out M20 as I leave.
Yes.
Thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome.
How's Peter enjoying his new job?
Yeah. Got a second share of our trial.
Really? Oh my gosh.
All about it.
I bet, I bet. It's huge. It's
Scribble goes faster than ever.
Yeah, right.
So, we get the community service credit. Who does this?
Yeah.
10 years.
Come on.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know, I mean, I thought it was a good move for him.
No, I mean,
I mean-
financially, it's solid, and then he does like if he does a 3% contribution, they'll match it at 6. I mean, so. Yeah, you got bigger.
Those are his minutes, copies of his minutes. Let's see, we've got 2 bags to seal.
Yeah, that's right.
We have 2 bags we're gonna have to seal. Can you come do your magic and make those go in that bag?
Yep.
Hey, that's what you brought me.
All right, get there. Jurisdiction Midland.
We're on the cusp.
For Ward Tracy Daniel.
Ah.
Areas.
Yeah. Oh, we need seals to, hang.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 2 bags we got. So, I would just write poll books, because that's what they are, they're all poll books. Just add a box, because there's no box.
You think they were legitimate things or?
People walk in and they sign the bounce or they sign and they don't get the candidate's statement of candidacy.
I wonder what would happen if they filled out a form like that and they put down the document. They'd be official.
Well, you gotta check, it has to be or, so they either have to bring it to us personally, and we gotta check when they sign it, right?
No, I know what you're saying.
I'll tell you. It has to be notarized.
Bam,
No, that,
that's where, that's right at the bottom. Either by a precinct inspector or by a notary. So their ID has to be checked, and Donald Duck would not be on their ID. Dennis is right. I don't say that often. Dennis knocked that one out of the park.
Well, if you're new,
you have to bring your driver's license, issue to Donald Duck.
Do we have
there's a lot of
everything
things
signed?
in order. I used to
We
do
do.
that. I used to be in
You may
there,
now.
so I kind of-
Well, we gotta, still waiting on that motion.
No, yeah, do we have a motion to recess until 9 o'clock on August 13th? Yes. My birthday? Is there a second?
Is there a second, Dennis?
We got the right,
Yeah.
we have the right date.
Yeah, okay. So, there's a motion and a second to recess
From 9:30.
until 9 o'clock on August 13th here at the County Services Building, which is my birthday.
Well, happy
All those-
birthday, even though you're not gonna be here.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. We are recessed. Thank you so very much. We always
Thank you.
enjoy
Still on dark.
Thank you.
Yeah.
public being here. We really do.
Bill was
What's that?
One of my friends called and asked for your office.
Yeah.
Did he stop by?
I'll tell
Yeah,
you,
he did.
you work really hard on it.
I thought I told him they were usually at this time, they were at the boulevard.
Yeah, and I apologize. But I'm not gonna, right now, he came by, I was on the phone, but I would've,
Were you there when he stopped by?
yeah, I was on the phone, I didn't know he came by.
I don't know what it was.
Oh, this is the agenda.
Probably
So
some
you get
combination.
presented this to sign it next time.
Oh, okay.
So, that's
Okay.
So next time you'll be approving and signing the minutes from this.
From the, well, of course, yeah, right, yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Gotcha.
Great set the table.
Yeah, it was part of that, flood control
Yeah,
project.
he's working with,
Yeah, that,
Fisher on that.
yeah.
Hate to, run, but
Thank you, gentlemen,
Gets
have a
next
great
year.
day.
my goal was to leave it here today, so.
See you guys next week.
You want the new Democrat representative? If you're county chair?
Thank you, guys. Much appreciated.
Oh, you do?
You guys should do
See, you should.
Be there to do your job.
She voted for herself and she won because no one ran against her. That gives you guys 26 months.
Thank you.
Because they don't do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, that's the way it used to be. Those were the for the
And I
executive
needed to,
committee.
so I wanted to let you know that,
All that
just in
kind of
case you
stuff.
said something.
Oh, she will.
But they changed it.
I don't know that.
She won't say shit.
We still go by
I
what
just,
our statutes
Matt
say.
and I worked on documentation.
And our bylaws.
In
Okay.
November,
We do.
later on the ballot, so I had to have.
I did the bylaws.